Welcome to the Mukilteo Football Show. My name is Miles.
My name is Kirk.
The Snow Bowl.
Let's go.
The Cleveland Browns defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers 24-19.
Upset Central.
I was thinking this was a dud.
Oh, yeah.
We finally got a dud on Thursday. No, this game was awesome.
Yeah, Thursday keeps rolling, man.
Two huge comebacks. The snow building, like you said, like the first half, nice green grass, some regular football, some flurries, and then the snow slowly built. It was almost like narrative.
Yeah, and just thick. They got the shovels out, the leaf blowers.
It got going so good. And just shout out to those beer-barreled, bare-chested, just round mounds of Cleveland man out there in the stands, and they got a win for it. Like, just
gotta love Cleveland.
The round mounds of Cleveland man, and the chicks with the crimson lips singing Cleveland Rock. This was Cleveland's Super Bowl, like you said.
Oh, yeah. They're going home happy tonight. They're getting drunk, taking Friday off.
Hell yeah. So, let me tell you, those beer barrel guys, they were already drunk.
Oh, yeah. And I like Cleveland now that Watson's out and Winston's in,
It's easy to root for Winston, who's talking about, I'm a horse, call your auntie, call your cousins, I'm on TV. He's a weird doof.
Right.
He's gotten really into God this season.
Okay.
I was laughing about, from 2015 to 23, I don't remember him ever doing this, but it's like, I got to give all credit to God. Like, he's converted.
I guess so. He's a weird guy, man.
He really is.
Gives the best weird speeches.
This game was really two big comebacks. So first, the Browns went ahead 18-6 early in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That seemed insurmountable. The snow was really coming down at that point. They got that touchdown. They converted a few big fourth downs.
Winston blows up his helmet.
Yeah. Jameis Winston throwing that 2-point conversion with like the battery pack like shattered and part of his helmet just cracked.
Yeah. Like, how did they not catch that?
That's Jameis Winston football,
that's
baby.
Fantastic.
That third and goal, he had a wide open pass to David Njoku. And Njoku just dropped it.
Oh, yeah.
And luckily they got the fourth and goal through the Winston copter. He ran it in, and it was a great play.
Got thumped, too.
Yeah. But then that 2-point conversion, which was the one where the battery pack was hanging out and stuff like that, that was also a throw to Njoku, who's like getting hit by two Steelers, catching it while he's doing a backflip. That's David Njoku football right there.
That's Cleveland Brown football. That's how you draw it up.
So it seemed
like it was over at that point.
But the Steelers came back. They drove it for a touchdown.
Russell Wilson throws a dime. Up the middle, and that seemed to, I think it was Austin.
Calvin Austin.
Yeah.
There was a fumble in there.
Yeah.
Steelers got it again, got the go-ahead touchdown.
Yep.
Went up 19-18 with, I think, about 4 minutes left there?
Something like that.
I thought it was over then.
Yeah, no, Browns turned it over again. Winston threw another pick.
Right.
Live by Winston, die by Winston.
You're right, yeah. So they were down one, and then they threw that pick. So, it really seemed dire for...
It was get a first down, Steelers, and you're probably good to go.
Mm-hmm. But they didn't. They're dinking around with these Justin Fields packages.
Yeah.
Tony Gonzalez thinks they should do more, by the way. His takeaway from this game was they should have Justin Fields in more. Justin Fields threw a deep ball on one. Why is Justin Fields, who cannot throw deep balls, replacing one of the best deep ball throwers in NFL history, has 300 career NFL touchdowns?
All up the sideline.
That's bad.
I don't get it. But that's Tony Gonzalez's opinion. But and then a shanked punt. Didn't even make it to the 50.
Yeah, that was bad. I thought it was blocked, but it was just shanked?
It was shanked.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there was good pressure, but that guy panicked. Yeah. And really, just straight off the foot, straight right. Yeah. It was bad.
And then in a very clunky drive into the red zone, it was just kind of, there was 3rd and 10, 3rd and 14.
Yep.
Crazy passes, crazy one to Judy into the red zone.
Yeah.
Then they what was that? Was it 4th and... Oh, no, it was 3rd and 2.
It was, 3rd and 2. Winston throws a ball, the lineman tries to catch it.
Yeah.
So they were discussing
It should be intentional grounding,
but
yeah.
they called something about illegal touching.
Yeah, because it's not grounded.
Yeah. The guy,
This is a weird loophole. This happened earlier this year, too.
the offensive lineman probably thought it was a fumble.
Yeah.
So he tries to go catch it.
Yep.
But it's still in the air, so they called that illegal passing or illegal touching.
So it becomes illegal touching, and Tomlin has the choice to either have it be 4th and 2 and about a 41-yard field goal, or 3rd and 7 and hope that
they got to stop it's a little farther back.
Yeah, because, I mean, it was looking hard to kick field goals in this.
I know. Decline it. Make them kick it.
And he did decline it like 4 times. I don't know what the heck. I need to go back and rewatch that. But this was like 10 minutes in real time.
Oh, yeah.
Like you and Waylon are playing with the turnip garden this whole time. I feel like you didn't even miss a play.
The ref called it like 4 times, like to national TV. He's like, oh, yeah, it's 4th and 7. He comes back, no, it's 3rd and 7. Yeah. No, 4th and 2. Like, let me go talk to the coaches again, see what's going on.
Al Michaels, the wheels are spinning. So then the Browns, after being 0 for 9 on 3rd down, convert that 3rd and 7. And was that the Judy play, or was that just another Judy play?
I think that was the Judy play that got him into to goal, first and goal.
So many. Yeah. Jerry Judy had a great day. There were so many Judy plays.
He was the only one that changed his cleats at halftime. Everybody else missed the memo.
Yeah, he really he ran that crosser.
Yeah. He looked like he was normal running. Everybody else was slipping.
He did. You mentioned that. I thought that was really good. Judy looked good out there. Maybe we'll look up where he's from, but 6 catches, 85 yards. He had a good day. Yeah. It felt like more than that.
Winston staring into the snow, wind blowing right into his face. Yeah. He looked miserable.
Florida.
Yeah. And they pounded it in, though.
Yeah. Chubb gets his 2nd touchdown of the day, by the way. Good for him.
I know,
After bending his knee the wrong way against the Steelers early last season. Chubb gets that 2nd touchdown. What a great moment for Cleveland. I mean, God, it was fun. This was so much fun, especially for us who we don't generally like the Steelers.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the 2005 Super Bowl and the cheating refs and fat Jerome Bettis.
Oh, God. Just terrible memories. I don't even want to think about it.
I guess the Steelers did get the ball back with like 1 minute.
They got to about midfield.
Throw the Hail Mary.
Still kind of thought they were going to win because Cleveland always blows games. So
I know. Me, you, and Dad are all calling this.
Just waiting.
It's
for it.
over.
Yeah.
On our minds, even though like Amazon win probability has Browns at like 99%, we're like they just lost.
Yep. It's like here we go.
Everything that happened.
How's this going to happen?
That's how it happened.
And they throw the Hail Mary. I don't know what. I mean, it's incomplete.
Yeah.
But whatever happens to Pickens after that play, he's like in the crowd.
So I mean, Pickens, first of all, just a punk this whole game.
I know.
Like complaining about DPI while committing offensive pass interference. You got away with a lot, dude. He's also like getting in fights. And then that Hail Mary, I did rewatch it. He really is the force that brings him and Newsome out of bounds.
Okay.
But he's just complaining and fighting. Like, Pickens just ran out the end zone while trying to choke out Newsome. And then he has the audacity
to complain about
upset that he like, and Mike Williams also, I don't know, he was nowhere near the ball. I don't know where he was.
Oh yeah, he never runs the right route.
That Hail Mary dropped into like 7 Browns.
Yeah.
And Delpit, thank you for just batting it down. Not trying to catch it.
No. That would have been Cleveland Brown football.
Exactly. That's why I was happy with it.
Yeah.
But the Steelers really blew it. And Pickens, man, get your head on right. There is dude. This is a football. He was fighting in the middle of that play. He was trying to choke out Newsome in the middle of that play. He drags him out of bounds. That's what happened.
And that's a tough loss. I mean, you fall to 8-3 here. Mm-hmm. You're behind the Chiefs and the Bills. I mean, the Ravens are like, you're winning the tiebreaker for now. Mm-hmm. So, like, you might be a wild card. And if you're at home, you might be playing the Ravens.
Yeah.
So, like, this was a big, big loss.
Yeah,
like,
Ravens fans are very happy today. The difference between 9-2 Steelers and 8-3 Steelers is huge. And the Browns got their Super Bowl. So,
right.
A lot of happiness going on.
Good for Cleveland. Good for Cleveland.
Yeah. All the little chicks with the crimson lips. And all the beer barrel chested men with the Glenn Farkless in their veins. All right. Mukilteo Football Show. This show is football, everything, NFL history, legacy, ups and downs of the season. We got shows Sunday, Monday, and Thursday after the prime time games. Subscribe on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. All right, so week 12 on the books. Not a Thanksgiving week. Feels like week 12 is usually Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's late this year.
I think it is. I don't know.
Usually week 12?
Or it's usually like the last Thursday, right? So I guess it's just later in the season this year, later in life this year.
Okay. Well, I don't
Whenever
know. I'm told to give thanks, I'll give thanks.
So we got 6 buys this week, no buys next week, and then 6 more buys in week 14. Let's go, NFL. Figure it out. You can hire me. I'll make you a better schedule. God.
It's crazy. And it's a lot of good, or at least entertaining teams that are on bye. The Texans and Falcons are 2 of them.
And the Bengals are thankful they're on a bye because they can't catch a break.
We'll talk about them when we get to Chargers for sure.
Right.
God, poor Bengals.
Best 4-7 team of all time.
It is a bit of an unfortunate schedule in the sense that kind of that opening window, 10 a.m. window, it's got nothing that is of note or really competitive. I mean, there will be an upset, but we got Chiefs, Panthers, like Lions, Colts, the Vikings, Bears, like, geez. Texans are playing. I forget who else was on by, but God, no one's watching Bucks, Giants,
Right. You can sleep in on Sunday.
Yeah.
Just check the fantasy scores at 1 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. But then once we get to the afternoon games, we do got a couple of good ones, and we got a couple of good primetime games. So, football starts at 1 p.m. Pacific time. No, I'm sure there'll be some classic at 10 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
Some classic upset. So,
like Bears-Vikings will be a great game.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Exactly.
Yeah. But
the Colts will upset the Lions or something like that.
Right. That would be fitting. Anthony Richardson just goes off.
It would be exactly Anthony Richardson's style of football. If he's going to be the next Jameis, he's got to pull this off.
This would be a classic Jameis move. Yeah.
Aren't they both? No, Richardson was Florida Gators. I was going to say, Jameis was Florida State Seminoles.
Both Florida.
Both Florida, but they're rivals. I shouldn't have conflated them like that. They would not like that.
And Carolina's going to get the crap kicked out of them. Chiefs got to be angry.
There was a great...
Holy smokes.
There was an amazing post. Josh Allen ran that ball in to beat the Chiefs and the undefeated season. It was 4th and 2. Yeah. Josh Allen breaking tackles behind the line of scrimmage, at the line of scrimmage, at the second level, and right at the goal line. Just bowling over Chiefs.
I love that play.
Panthers fan goes, "Thanks for the blueprint. We'll just have Bryce Young do that." Bryce Young.
Good luck.
But it was obviously a joke, but just elite comment from the Panthers fan. Just got a 4th and 2, roll out Bryce Young.
Yep. I hope they try it.
Yeah.
He will die. He's going to get murdered. Back to Andy Dalton.
Okay, so let's talk those afternoon games.
Yeah, it's a pretty good slate of games at the end here.
Yeah. I'm kind of interested in Broncos Raiders, but we're not talking about that one, but it'll be fine.
I know. Broncos surprised me last week.
They did.
Beating the Falcons the way they did, shocking.
We were in Bo Nix danger territory here because we have been so harsh on him.
I'm giving it till the end of the season.
I still think that he should be playing this way because he's in his 3rd year. He played 6 years of college football.
Yes.
Ding, ding, ring the bell.
Ring the bell.
Miles brought up. Just imagine if C.J. Stroud went back to college in 2 years. That's what Bo Nix is doing.
I love this. Every week. You gotta get a jab on him.
I'm probably like 8 for 12 on our podcast.
Bo Nix is just listening every week. He's like, this guy's fuming. He still doesn't believe.
It's fueling him. Let's talk 49ers Packers. That's another one of those afternoon games.
Classic matchup.
49ers fall to 5-5. Green Bay is gone up to 7-3. Could have easily been switched based on the way their Week 11s went.
Oh, yeah.
San Francisco's got to be pissed because, man, the Seahawks stole a game from them.
Oh, yeah. San Fran, man, they're having a tough year. Mm-hmm. They've lost some brutal games. Like the one to the Rams, the Cardinals was brutal.
Hat trick of games against NFC West opponents.
The Seahawks one, brutal. Like, and that one at home, man, that hurts.
The theme of all those games, the Rams, Cardinals, and Seahawks, it's nicely even. Obviously, it's NFC West opponents, but it was that their defense couldn't get off the field.
Yeah.
Remember that was the Kyron Williams game. Kyron had like 3 touchdowns, 100 yards. They were just doing like 8-minute drives.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals too. That was James Conner Day. That was like a huge one. Seahawks did it with Geno's legs for some reason. Seahawks had 238, right? 238 to get a touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
Did you think they were going to get that touchdown and beat the 49ers in San Francisco?
No,
I did not either.
I was waiting for the inevitable Geno pick.
Yeah.
He threw a terrible one in the first half, I think. And
It
it was awful. I was just waiting for that.
Yeah.
I didn't care if it was red zone or not. Like, I just assumed it was going to come. But like the Niners, like the defensive wise, they just haven't been there.
They're thin.
Yeah.
They're thin. This is what I predicted last year. They lost Nick Bosa. Suddenly they got no pass rush.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I don't get what it is. Yeah.
The guy next to Fred Warner is not also an all-pro, and suddenly half of their defense doesn't work.
I think people just assumed Christian McCaffrey comes back, and it is like, let's roll. We're good. We're going to win out from here. We'll get back to the playoffs, be a big-time threat. We're going to win this division. It hasn't worked that way.
It hasn't. That's Abby trying to get into Obi-Wan's food.
Smart cat. Yeah. But
hope everyone heard that crash. There was a crash.
Besides Waylon. Hopefully he didn't hear it. Yeah. But I like the. I'm still like I'm kind of up on Brock Purdy, which is like so not me. Like I should just be bashing him all year. But like he's kept this team kind of afloat to even be in these games.
Yeah. The MVP talk has cooled off, and now you're
and now I'm happy with it. That makes perfect sense. That's a classic Kirk logic right there.
But he was never belonged to the MVP talk. But you would have expected a further crash than this, is what you're saying.
Oh,
basically.
Yeah. Like, if he was atrocious, they would be playing, like, they'd be like the Browns right now.
Yeah.
Like,
he's
not winning anything.
Like you said, he's got that shoulder injury. Says he's limited for practice. Kyle Shanahan says, we'll see how this week goes. He's limited, so that's good news. So I'm saying
never can trust Shanahan.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan, who can't promise us that Sunday will come. Just in general.
So we don't know what we're going to get. But, I think the Niners are still a good football team, but they have got to be getting demoralized at this point. Because everybody's giving them their best shot. You're 5-5, but people are still playing you like you're a Super Bowl contender.
Yep.
So every week you're just getting beat down and beat down and beat down. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to make it much longer.
And Green Bay's got a grudge to win here because they brutally lost that divisional playoff game last week. Last year.
Yeah.
I thought they should have won it. I was rooting for them hard. And
Love throws that terrible interception.
But even like they shouldn't even been in that position. They had that game. They controlled that game. And I think they'll be able to control this game because they are a ball control. Don't know what receiver's getting it. Josh Jacobs is running hard. They've got a lot of weapons in Green Bay. A lot of like sturdy coaching. Like this is of course the battle of two of the Shanahan tree. Kyle Shanahan and Matt LaFleur.
It's a good matchup. Like for the Packers, it's like let's bury the Niners, get them out of even wild card contention, and just make them just have to hope to win their division. Like you could really just slaughter them, but you lose this game, you open the window, just a little bit.
Yeah,
Niners move to 6-5, Packers would fall back to 7-4. That's plausible.
Yeah,
and you lose the tiebreaker. So like there's that. This is a pretty big game in the scope of playoffs.
If the Bears kicker had just made that kick, this would be a real desperation because then the Packers would be 6-4 and they cannot go to 6-5.
Oh yeah,
like man, the Bears missing that kick is the saddest.
I know that's
possible.
Classic Bears.
I'm pissed at Eberflus. Caleb Williams made his 3 best passes of his career. On the way to that drive, they got to the 48-yard field goal with like a minute and a half left, and they just ran it, kneeled, threw up the white flag.
Yeah,
we're missing this kick. We're the Bears. Like, why not give Williams? I mean, your season is lost. Give Williams the experience of going in there and getting that touchdown. They were going to get that touchdown.
I know,
or at least get it to like a chip shot. It was such a B move.
It was a waste.
Yeah,
poor Bears.
All right.
But I like the Packers, really I do. Okay. I mean, like,
are you picking them?
In this game, this is in Lambeau, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I like the Packers, and I love the trio of receivers. Reed, Watson, and Dobbs. Like, that is a really good
What about Dontavian Wicks?
Oh, Wicks can't catch the damn ball unless it's off target, which kind of works for Love. But the other three, Kraft is kind of making his role. He's just like the tight end that's always there and randomly open.
Yep.
Most underrated running back sign of the year is Josh Jacobs.
He's been great.
He's putting it up.
Yeah.
If Love can contain the turnovers, if he can just figure it out just a little bit for a couple weeks, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I can't trust the Niners at this point. The games that they've lost and how they've lost them, it's hard to pick them anymore.
They're telling us who they are.
Yeah.
And the Packers are too good to not take advantage of the thinness of the 49ers. I'm picking Packers too.
You make it to 3 straight NFC Championship games, eventually you're going to have a bad year.
Yep.
So that's the year for the Niners.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
Packers favored by 2.5. I'll take that 2.5. I'll take them to win over more than the field goal.
Another blocked field goal to win it. Back to back.
All right, let's go. Keeping the NFC West,
Yes.
Arizona Cardinals on their way here to Seattle to take us on. Cardinals are 6-4. Seahawks are 5-5. Of course, Seahawks coming off that great Geno touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
And DK says that was a spark that's going to start the season. What are the Cats doing?
They're getting their way in. Even Obi's worried about it. But
DK says a spark to start the season. Is it?
I kind of. We had such a hard stretch there for a while. We started 3-0, then we went like 1-5. Like that was brutal. Like, I don't know what to say about it, but just
throwing a towel at the Cats.
Okay.
Here, you talk about the Cardinals. Okay. And I'll go get the Cats.
I'll get some Kyler Murray action here.
Because honestly, this is the hottest the Cardinals have been. We just forgot about it because they had a bye last week. Remember the last thing we saw them do? Crushing the Jets 31-6 on their 4-game winning streak.
Right? 4-game winning streak. I mean, I gotta say, the most underrated player in the whole league for like the last couple of years has been James Conner. James Conner as a running back has been this like the beacon of light of the Cardinals. I thought this guy was toast like, I don't know, 2-3 years ago. I thought he was too old to be a running back. And he's just so smart and so crafty. Kyler Murray looks like he's actually got poise about him, which he didn't seem like he had previously in his career. But now he just seems like he's just a classic vet. And he's not that old. I mean, he was first round pick in 2019, I think. So he's only got a few years in him, but he looks like he's finally figured out. He figures out how he can win football games. And he's so freaking quick. Dude, he's so nifty.
He's healthy.
Like, I don't know what to do with him. Marvin Harrison really hasn't even shown his massive capability. Yeah. And everybody rags on the Cardinals defense, but they've been doing just fine. They got a defensive-minded coach, a bunch of nobodies playing their hearts out.
Yeah.
4 wins, and they're like not easy wins. Like, they're playing pretty decent teams and actually pulling this stuff off.
I've been impressed, too. I think the Jets game was impressive for exactly the reason you're saying. Kyler was the vet. Like, it wasn't 400 yards, 4 touchdowns from Kyler Murray in an electric performance. I think it was like under 300 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
But they dominated the Jets.
Just playing balanced football.
Yeah. It was like more like smooth, like knife perfection. They dismantled a lesser team.
Yeah, I think he's just making better reads at the line. You know, eventually you get there where you're just like, oh, I see it. Okay, I know what they're running. They're going cover 3 here. Oh, okay, now they're coming up. Okay.
And he's out of a Kingsbury offense.
Yeah, that always helps. Yeah.
Second year in this offense. Like, we could be seeing Kyler at kind of the peak of his career. I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah. I like the Cardinals right now. Are they going to win the West? I don't know, but they're definitely competitors in this whole thing.
The NFC West is so fun.
Yeah.
This is going to be really fun between Cardinals, Seahawks, 49ers, and Rams this year.
Yeah. Problem for the Cardinals is they're coming up to Seattle. We got a bomb cyclone going on right now. It's like
there's another storm coming tomorrow.
It's going to be ugly weather up here, I imagine.
Yeah.
So, and Seahawks, like they're getting there a little bit. The defense looks a little more cohesive, a little bit more. Like there's still worries, but like they look a little bit better.
I'll tell you, I'm taking the Cardinals in this game.
You are,
and
okay.
Maybe that's the pessimistic Seahawk fan in me, but we shouldn't have won against the 49ers.
No,
we're just gonna throw away all the bad stuff we did in that game because we won, because the 49ers like fell on their own face in my opinion. Right. Like, I just think the Seahawks are in a slide since we started 3-0. Cardinals are on a 4-game win streak. I'm not going to overthink this. I'm just going to be like, you know what? Cardinals are going to squeak this one out because everything's squeaky with the Seahawks. And, maybe it's a Marvin Harrison game. Maybe this is the day he explodes.
As long as the center can actually snap it to Geno Smith, We don't have another play. Like, it's every friggin' week right now. It's unbelievable.
What did we do? Did we like? I feel like to have Walter Jones and Hutchinson at the same time in the early 2000s, we like doomed ourselves to bad offensive line play for the next 3 decades.
We used up all the karma. Yeah. Like, we just couldn't do anything else.
2 Hall of Fame linemen at the same time, and then we lost all hell.
I mean, the best thing about the Seahawks that I've seen the last at least 2 weeks is the usage of Jackson Smith and Jigba. We finally are using our first round pick from 2 years ago. Like, thank you.
He was the piece on that final drive. He was the target. He was catching.
And we're like, Lockett's the third receiver now.
Yeah.
Like, it is Metcalf, it's in Jigba, and I'm cool with that. But I never really can trust Geno. It's so hard to trust him. Watching him throw those like 2 picks in the red zone a couple weeks ago, it's just like, oh my God, what are you doing, my man?
It was brutal.
I don't know what he's doing. Nobody ever knows what Geno's thinking.
Yeah.
Because he ain't writing back.
He ain't right back. I'm glad that we gave Geno this late career thing, but watching this hasn't been a pleasant experience. No. It's going to look better on the stat sheet when people look at it later than it does today.
And this year is about, let's get the defense where it needs to be.
Right.
We'll replace Geno eventually.
I agree. This is about getting the Mike McDonald defense installed and building for next year.
And as long as we can keep Metcalf and Jigba, I feel like any quarterback comes in with that. If we can build the offensive line, get the defense ready, the Seahawks will be fine. Yeah. But as a Seahawks fan, I go homer pick all the time.
Okay.
I think we'll take down the Cardinals because we're not supposed to take down the Cardinals.
that is classic Seahawk football.
That's Seahawk football.
But that's Pete. Is that Pete Carroll football?
I'm still,
I don't know. Without Pete, if Pete was here, we're winning this game. I guarantee
100%.
Yeah. Because the Cardinals are favored by 1 in our house. Yeah. We would be winning that game.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't really see us having come out of that free fall. I think we're in a free fall. We just don't know it for this week.
Yeah. Mike McDonald, call up Pete Carroll, ask him what he does in these games when we're underdogs at home. And just ask him what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go to Sunday Night Football. So once these 3 afternoon games end, we are in Los Angeles for the rest of Week 12.
Yeah.
Because Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football are in L.A.
Love it.
Props to the grounds crew of SoFi Stadium. Maybe they won't make them repaint the end zones or something. Maybe they got something coordinated here.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
But if they do have to, they're working all night.
Maybe. Their stadium's better than Dallas's.
Yes.
Which is falling apart.
I love SoFi Stadium. Yeah. It looks really cool. I'd love to go there one day. They both get brutal opponents for this little LA celebration. The Rams got the Eagles coming in. Chargers got the Ravens coming in. Let's start with the Eagles and Rams, of course. Rams are, outside of their 1 loss, they've won 4 of 5. They're now 5-5, getting healthier. But they are 3-point underdogs at home here against the Eagles.
I know it's a tough draw for them.
Yeah,
but Matt Stafford's looking good. Nakua's back. Yeah. Cup's back. Like, this team starting to roll. It's starting to look a little more like an actual Rams team.
Is Stafford looking good though? Like the whole game, because it's
not really.
It's feeling like Lions Matt Stafford to me. Awesome highlights, just hard to watch. Man, it's God. Why can't he move the ball?
These older quarterbacks, it's starting to catch up. Like, the league has figured out how to play an old quarterback. If you can't move in the pocket, you're going to get thumped.
Yeah.
Like, there's coaches that are good enough to be like, get him off his spot. He doesn't know what to do from there.
Yeah. If you're going to a 10-play drive, we're going to rush you 10 times, and you're going to get thumped in some of those. Yeah.
Just ask Aaron Rodgers. Just ask Kirk Cousins from last week.
Yeah.
They got thumped because they can't move. Like, you just keep getting them off their spots.
You need to be able to move in today's NFL.
Like,
I agree.
Brady was perfect at it, but now the NFL has watched all that film. They know how to do that. So Stafford's just inability to actually get out of a pocket is tough.
I think you're right about this. Like, the Brady effect ruined it for the rest of the old quarterback.
Right?
Of course.
It's like, of course he ruined another thing. Nobody's ever going to be good in their 40s ever again.
He's got Kupp, he's got Nakua, he's got Kyron Williams, so there is like some spark there.
Yeah.
But the Eagles as the opponent, it's just at this time too, it's just like you said, tough draw.
I know.
The way the Eagles just kind of pulled away from the Commanders on Thursday Night Football, so they're also getting way more rest than the Rams in this matchup. It's just like the game was kind of close, and then the Eagles just like showed we're the superior roster and team. Like, I feel like something like that happens today or Sunday.
But the Eagles just go through these slumps.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're talking about Commanders game. 3 quarters was awful.
Yeah,
True. They
true.
finally warmed down. They finally got Barkley to do what Barkley does. I mean, to me, it always comes down to how well can Jalen Hurts actually throw the ball in this game.
Yeah.
And the Rams, like, defensive line's looking pretty cohesive with not having Aaron Donald. Those young bucks are just playing well together, forcing turnovers. That back end is a bunch of nobodies.
Yeah.
Like, I can see Hurts having some trouble, but you got to stop Saquon Barkley, dude, who should probably already have 20 touchdowns on this season.
Dude.
I saw a stat that said he's been tackled on the 9 times.
And every time he is, it's a Jalen Hurts touchdown.
Yeah, I'm like, holy crap.
He made, like, Barkley seemed to make a reference when he got tackled at the one of the Commanders' plays where he was like, "You gotta be kidding me," making like the motions. Like, no way!
Like, damn it! Now we're doing tush push again. But I mean, Eagles. I mean, I've been fairly impressed that they've weathered the storm because, like, I mean, I'd say by like week 5, everybody was about to fire Nick Sirianni.
Yep,
and they just keep coming
just
out
because we don't like him.
And
he seems like a doof.
And most underdog story of defensive coordinators is Vic Fangio.
Yeah,
who just
I talked much about that.
Shows up defensive coordinator way better than Matt Patricia.
Yeah.
But he's got these young bucks where they drafted all that talent on the line and in the back trying to rebuild that defense. Fangio's got him playing really good.
Yeah. And he's vindicated, continues to be vindicated about his criticism of the Miami players not wanting to work hard. Wants to come up north in the cold where people work hard, and it seems like that's
not gonna argue with it.
It's interesting. We both have kind of 2 different takeaways from the Eagles pulling away in the fourth quarter. You think about the first 3 quarters, and I think about the end there. It's kind of like a boxing match. Like, which way do you want to win? Like a full knockout, or just 11 through 15th rounds where you just start to really just show that you're the superior conditioning. But I think Eagles kind of got this. Like, in my opinion, like, it's just roster wise, the Eagles are just so much more full than the Rams.
Yeah.
Though they may be without Devonta Smith here, missed 2 practices in a row. That could be significant. Yeah. I'm saying the game's out of Jalen Hurts' hands. I'm thinking the Eagles just kind of run over the Rams, and the defense handles a Stafford that's just, maybe it's because I watched the game, but God, Stafford, man, just boneheaded plays and just, such a frustrating offense to watch.
Lions Stafford
reminds me of Geno right now.
Right. And I think this game, to me, the game comes down to how well does Stafford play. Can he keep the chains moving? Can they actually run the ball effectively? Because I feel like it's been a couple weeks since Kyren Williams has actually had a good game.
Yeah.
So, like, can they get that going? Get a few more play actions going off of that? And then you got Nakua, who looks healthy to me. Kupp looks healthy to me.
Me too.
So, I mean, I'm going to go underdog here.
Okay.
I'm going to say Stafford shows up for Sunday Night Football.
All right.
And sticks it to Nick Sirianni. Says, you know what? Go cry at home. Go listen to your Chris Stapleton national anthem and go cry. I don't know why. I always reference
Is Sirianni a Stapleton fan or something?
I don't know, but he cried during that national anthem.
God.
And I lost
during the Super Bowl.
I lost complete respect for him for no reason other than that.
That is the one thing about him that I don't care about.
Nothing to do with his coaching.
That's so funny.
Just that.
All right. Well, staying in Los Angeles is.
You going Eagles?
I'm going Eagles.
You're going Eagles. I'm going
Eagles.
Rams.
Rolling
okay.
over. Okay,
all right.
so we're opposite here. Okay. Next in the Los Angeles train, as the Eagles roll out of town victorious, the Baltimore Ravens roll in. The train's passing in the night.
We got trains rolling into LA.
They're rolling into LA. I don't know. That's the only way to get to LA is by
what century
train.
is this?
The Ravens come in. Chargers, of course, are feeling good. Ravens had a brutal loss last week.
Oh yeah.
Which may explain why the Chargers are only 3-point underdogs. I feel like had the Chargers not beat the Bengals and the Ravens not lost to the Steelers, this would be even further.
Even bigger spread, yeah.
Before we start talking about the Horror Bowl and all the hype, you had to be absolutely pissed about the Chargers beating the Bengals on Sunday Night Football.
I am going to go find that kicker. Money McPherson, he's gone broke. Dude can't make a clutch field goal for the life of him. He missed 2 at the end. God. 2. What's he doing? And the
wasted.
Chargers just kept giving it back.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. And we just, that was the easiest comeback win. Just take it from them. Like they're just giving it. The whole second half was like, here's the win on the silver platter, and just like go for it. And they didn't take it. They're like, there must be a trick here.
There must be. Yeah, we're not doing this.
It was like the Princess Bride. They took the wrong cup. They just overthought themselves. Like
it was 27-27 for so long. But it was definitely McPherson missing those kicks. Like. People are saying the Chargers got to win over a quality opponent. Like, did they?
No.
They did Charger away that game multiple times. Justin Herbert had 5 3-and-outs in the second half. Get off your high horse about Herbert. 5 3-and-outs. And they were some bad choke throws from Justin, yes, sir, so sorry, sir, Herbert. That's my nickname for him right now. Yeah. That was a horrible second half of the Chargers, but they happened to win.
They charged it, but the Bengals bungled it. It was the battle of who's going to screw up the game the best.
Yeah, the cosmic whatever curse that the Bengals are under this year. They should not be 4-7.
Yeah.
They should not have lost both Ravens games, the Chiefs game, and this Chargers game. It's insanity.
Yeah, best 4-7 team in the league. In NFL history, probably.
I would say so.
Unbelievable.
So Chargers, are they really...
They're doing just good enough. They're playing Harbaugh football. Herbert's doing just enough to get him across the line. J.K. Dobbins, all props to him for being injured for 4 or 5 years straight and then coming out and just slaying it this year. McConkey has impressed me.
Yeah, and that last drive was McConkey, too, the one that ended up getting them the win.
He's the number 1 receiver.
He looked good.
Quentin Johnston... He's not actually the guy.
Yeah,
he's just a cog in the machine.
He's the playmaker, but not the routine guy.
He's getting one-on-one coverages and making plays.
Right.
But McConkey looks good to me. As long as they keep working on him,
their defense looks good
fine.
Too.
Oh yeah, defense.
Chargers defense, without Khalil Mack last Sunday, they were looking good.
Darwin James finally healthy for a whole year right now.
James.
Derwin James. Do something. I'll learn your name.
Do something. As an all-pro.
Do more.
Yeah.
Chargers haven't impressed me. This looks like a playoff team that's going to be 1-out.
Yeah.
But,
they're going to be a playoff team.
They're going to be a playoff team. They can still put up an effort. This is a good litmus test against the Ravens here. Yeah. How good do you compete with those elite teams up there?
And Jim Harbaugh, it's already a success because it wasn't Super Bowl or bust for Jim Harbaugh this year.
Yeah.
They could get some playmakers on offense, some more depth on defense. They got a stripped roster, so it's been good.
Yeah.
I feel like the Ravens are coming in and they're just going to kind of reset reality for the Chargers here. Because the Ravens, they shouldn't have lost to the Steelers.
Oh, yeah.
2 fumbles lost, 2 missed field goals from Justin Tucker.
Come on.
And they still barely lost.
Right.
That's not going to happen again. They're too good.
Teams are like, oh, Lamar Jackson finally got exposed. And he finally, there's finally the playbook on him. I'm like, that's just Mike Tomlin knowing Lamar Jackson because he's played him 8 to 10 times or whatever.
And everybody has a bad game.
Right.
Divisional especially, like you said.
Oh, yeah. And I think the Ravens, that's just a hiccup. They have games like that. Yeah. It's fine. They lost to the Raiders. They lost to the Browns. They have games like that. It's okay. But when they're rolling, they're flying. Yeah. It's tough.
We got to be careful not to do what I did in the preview, which is compare the 2024 Ravens to the 2023 Ravens and go too far.
Yeah.
Yes, they're not the 14-3 Ravens right now, but they're still a very good team. We should be talking about them for their merits today. And sure, they're not what they were last year, but this is a good team.
And the door just reopened for them. It really did.
Yeah, with the Steelers
losing tonight. It's right back. You're going to get another shot at Steelers to kind of retake that division crown there.
Yeah, they play Week 16, Saturday Night Football. That's going to be a big game.
Yeah, so this is a huge game for the Ravens, and it would be nice. A Harbaugh Bowl.
Yeah. I mean, this is pretty cool.
And now, John's got it over Jim.
Yeah, John has beat Jim twice. Mostly, it wouldn't even matter. The only game that really matters is the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So 2012 Super Bowl when John Harbaugh beat Jim Harbaugh.
The older brother always doing it to the younger brother.
Yeah. Gosh. And I'm picking the Ravens here because The older brother is always better. Not just cooler, but better.
I disagree. I'm going Chargers just because of that. Out of spite. Let's go, Herbert.
Older brothers, unite!
Younger brothers, unite!
All right, and my name's Miles.
I'm Kirk.
A good night.